Mike Jacobs losing his hat, his beanie. It'd be like game over.
But are we gonna? We have the deck up there?
Yeah, this is you. Rashad's trying to figure it out. All right. One Mystics on the sideboard. One Elspeth main. Yeah.
So yeah, we're getting Good Decks Live set up for you guys.
We're having Rashad de-sideboard for him.
I think we are.
Yeah, we are.
We played the Elspeth, right?
Yeah. No, the deck is excellent. Like I think
It looks awesome.
Huh?
It looks awesome.
Yeah, I think the Jund and the Naya matchups are like kind of dicey, depending on how their deck is built and how they play in sideboard and stuff. Like obviously that really matters a lot, but like you're probably 40% against like a really good player with a really good list that like wants to beat you.
Yeah, I only lost one game, and it was a game I used my 5th mana to Tectonic Edge as only red source when he had no land stand, and I had 2 Baneslayers, and that kept me on forward. But he had 2 black and green removal spells in his hand to like kill my Kite Sail and something else that killed him, and then I couldn't just Baneslayer to gold him. So.
Is Cunning Sparkmage main?
Yeah.
Sick.
That card is awesome.
Sicko.
Like all these bad decks that people are playing are just embarrassing.
What is the name of this deck? What is your name?
I don't have a name. I'm not very good at this whole deck naming thing.
Tell the world.
Huh?
Tell the world what the name is right now. I'm gonna type it up.
It's Tombstone.
I just call it
Tombstone
Boros.
Boros.
Yes.
Tombstone Boros.
No.
I don't know. Someone ask someone who has a brain. See if they can figure something out. Sam Black.
Boros with a brain.
Hey Sam Black, what would you call this deck? What would you name this deck? It's a Boros deck, but we need something clever.
It's got some.
You're asking me for a clever name.
Yeah.
Boros with a bunch of equipment.
Where is it?
It's pretty glossy up there. No, if you can actually see any of the cards. That shiny card on the left is Cunning Sparkmage.
The blur is Sparkmage?
Yeah.
Yeah. He has Shroud right now.
What's the thing that looks like a Proteus deck on the top left?
Earthquake?
Earthquake. So what's the name? I'll just name it Boros. Okay, so I think we're ready to go through the deck. So I'm going to switch the camera over. And so I'm going to go through card by card. Just correct me if I missee something.
Okay.
So people at home can have a good baseline so they can write down the list.
All right.
We have 2 Earthquake, 2 Journey to Nowhere, 3 Stoneforge Mystic, 1 Boros Bushwhacker, 1 Kite Sail Apprentice. What is that glare?
I think that's four Spark Mage.
Yeah.
4 Cunning Spark Mage, 2 Oblivion Ring, 1 Elspeth, 4 Plated Geopede, 4 Ranger of Eos, 2 Adventuring Gear, 1 Sigil of Distinction, 1 Basilisk Collar, 4 Step Links, 2 Core Duelist, and then for the lands we've got, is that 4 Mountains?
4 Mountain.
2 Tectonic Edge, 4 Terramorphic Expanse, 3 Terramorphic Expanse, 4 Arid Mesa, 4 Scalding Tarn, and
5 Plains, 4 Marshlands.
okay. So tell us a little bit about this deck. What is the general game plan?
You can actually play one of 2 ways. Like typically you start with like a Step Links or whatever, and then put gear on it and just start hitting them for a bunch. But like that doesn't happen a lot. Like you only have a few really good threats, like just Links and Geopede. So sometimes like you might just like play a Spark Mage and tutor up a Collar and just start killing all their guys, and then like you play kind of a control game.
So tell me a little bit about like the 1-ofs and 2-ofs and 3-ofs that you've got in the deck. Why are they like that?
See, it looks really weird, but like I've been playing with this deck for like 2 weeks, and like all the numbers make sense to me. But I started with like some Lightning Bolts, and then I have the same kind of different like removal package that Louis Scott Vargas played in his Naya deck.
Oh yeah, there's no Lightning Bolts in this deck. I didn't even
There
realize
are no
that.
Lightning
Tell us
Bolts.
There were for like a few days.
There were for a few days, yeah. I started with them obviously, but
Earthquake's
like
way better.
yeah, I mean like
Generally considered a good card, but
it is a good card in a vacuum, but like there's nothing you really want to kill in this format, you know?
yeah.
Like most people will try and protect their Knight of the Reliquary, you know, make it a 4/4 or whatever. Like it doesn't kill Baneslayer, and then just the creatures are just like smaller than your guys. Like you put gear on anything, and you have a fetch land, and then I mean they just have to like start chumping your guys or take a ton of damage or whatever. So I mean you just want removal to kill like their giant guys or the stuff that is like, you know, stopping your Collar or Spark Mage stuff. Like if they O-ring your guy, you can just O-ring them right back.
Sure. So let's go over to the sideboard. You've got 4 Rune Blaster, 1 extra Earthquake, 2 Viscera,
Vythian Stinger.
Vythian Stinger. Okay.
Viscera Stinger works.
basically.
Yeah.
Visara Stinger.
That's its function in this deck. So.
Sure. 2 Core
Sanctifier.
1 Stoneforge Mystic, 1 extra Elspeth, 3 Baneslayer, and what's that last card?
Collar.
Another Basilisk Collar.
Another Basilisk
So
Collar?
much for the building on a budget. We were okay to we hit the sideboard.
So tell me a little bit about the sideboard. What deck do you want to play against? And what cards
any sort of control deck or green deck that like doesn't have a lot of removal, like Sam Black's crappy Mythic deck. That deck sucks. Can't ever kill a Cunning Spark Mage. And not only do you just like play it, kill their mana guy, which sets them back at least a turn, but also like if you ever get a caller on the Spark Mage, like it just kills all their guys.
What's your worst matchup? What would you least like to play against?
Probably Jund, just because like their deck is so powerful, and I mean their deck does the same thing every game. It's like kill all your guys, blightning you, play a Broodmage Dragon, whatever. But
so then, what do you board in against Jund here?
I've been trying the Land Destruction package with Ruin Blasters and then Tectonic Edge main, and it's okay. Like sometimes you like mana screw them. But the guy that won the PT had 27 lands and 2 Rampant Growth, so now that plan doesn't really work.
Yeah.
Like the card I've mostly been losing to is Broodmage Dragon. I have no idea like how to beat that card, So I just want to keep them off 4, keep them off 5, so they can't play their big good spells.
I love the 25th and 26th lands, by the way.
In the deck?
Yeah.
The deck has 26
most people
lands.
play like 24
right.
in Boros.
I actually
And
did
the
a little
26 are
research.
so good.
I was doing a little research, and Cedric Phillips played 23 lands in his LCQ Boros deck. And I just want to play a land every single turn. And the more fetch lands, the better. Like Terramorphic Expanse kind of sucks or whatever. You're supposed to be an aggro deck, but it's good. I mean, you just want to +4/+4 your guys.
When we were testing Boros before the PT, we just kept adding land after land after land into the deck.
Especially with gear in the deck. That's all you ever want to do.
I turned 4 in my
You have Adventuring Gear? Oh yeah, you have 2.
Yeah.
They didn't do enough. Yeah, I mean, like they would still play a Broodmate, or they would have like Deathmark or Lightning Bolt to kill whichever one. And I mean, it just doesn't do enough. So I figured like killing their lands actually has a large impact on the game, whereas playing just a 2/2 creature doesn't really.
We tried playing Ruin Ghost instead of some of the extra lands.
I played Ruin Ghost and posted like a list in my article. Like I talked about it a little bit, and that's where this came from. Like I started with Ruin Ghost and Adventuring Gear and Sajiri Step and stuff like that, but if I didn't draw the Step, the Ruin Ghost kind of sucked.
Yeah.
So. And like Step wasn't that good.
Did you try the no box land? Did you try the no box land?
I mean, I don't care if they chump. That's fine.
We still thought it was pretty good just because it makes you get your land drop every turn, or like it's just a free land drop every turn. It's usually pretty good synergy with the rest of the deck anyway.
Yeah. I mean, once you start
having to cast it and it like uses a mana every turn too.
Well, not really.
Right.
It's free.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, target the right land.
Once you,
I never played
it might be good in like regular Boros, but once you start adding in like the gears and the mystics, you have a lot of mana sinks. Like you use your mana every turn, and like you never want to play 2 mana to cast a Ruin Ghost, which has like almost no effect on the game.
Skyfisher just slows down your forest too much.
Yeah, I wanted to play all my land drops. There's nothing I ever want to pick up, and I had two Skyfishers in the other deck, the Ruin Ghost deck.
I think Skyfisher has always sucked in this deck. I've never liked
same.
it. Yeah.
Like if I was playing the really aggro Boros deck, I'd rather just have Hellspark Elemental.
Yeah.
But like the numbers look really weird, like 1 Kitesail Apprentice and 2 Duelists. Like Duelists is just kind of like more Step Linkses. Like if you play Duelist into Mystic and then like gear it on turn 3 and a fetch land, like that's almost as good as having a Lynx. And then the Apprentice I get a lot with Ranger of Eos, like that and Bushwhacker. Like play Ranger on 4, on turn 5 you play like Apprentice, equip it with gear, play a land, Bushwhacker, and just attack him for a million. What's up, Rashad?
Hi.
Did you change hats?
No, that's the same hat.
Oh, okay.
What, from today?
Yeah.
Nice hat.
Does it look like a different hat?
I don't
Does
know.
it look cooler?
It doesn't. No, it's the same hat. I know because I was admiring it.
Did you want to buy this one?
I was thinking about making some sort of swap or something. I don't know.
How much are you
I
willing
think
to
that's
pay
the
for
hat
this
for you,
hat?
man.
Well, see, I have this hat that you might want. You might be interested in this.
It's not an equal trade.
I understand that.
Hat swap.
Oh, like swap plus?
Yeah. I mean, some sort of trade
this
somehow.
hat?
Think about it. Let me know.
What happened to this one, Rashad? You a little hungry?
They can't see that hat. They're still looking at the Boros list.
I haven't played against
I mean, did we talk about all the good
Anyone?
matchups, bad
John.
matchups, the worst things about the deck? Because we keep it negative here.
What'd you play against?
I've played against mono white ally deck this round.
How'd you beat that?
Kitesail
Go on,
Apprentice.
what-
Kitesail Apprentice Sigil
There's
Distinction.
this guy named Cunning Spark Mage.
No, he killed those
No.
with like Path and stuff.
Okay.
But I rangered up Apprentice, tutored for a Sigil, held the ground with like some collared little dorks, 1/2s and such.
Yeah.
Hit him for 7 and gained some life, moved my equipment back. He would join the ranks, gain some life off Undo Cleric, and then I just have to keep hitting him.
But didn't he gain like a whole bunch of life?
He did. And then
You were still
I
able to
took a
kill him?
whole bunch of his life back
And you did a whole bunch of damage.
with my 7/7 flying life flicker.
I don't know. He definitely didn't gain enough life.
Well, I was at like 60. Because that meant that I dealt him about 60 damage. But